Hey people, I'm Benjamin Cornelius and this is the Road to Sigmar. Today I'm doing a little bit shorter of an episode. I'm going to change the format so I can actually put stuff out. Otherwise, it's me trying to make time when all the kids are sleeping and I'm just never going to be able to do this. So let's get into this one. Alright, so it's been a minute. It's been a little while since I've been able to post. Life's doesn't allow for a lot of extra time when you have small children and family and work and all the things. So and then my phone broke, so with that I lost my ability to actually make these videos, so that took a few weeks to get figured out, and then we were gone out of town for a little bit, and you know, all the things that life brings makes it hard to do this. But I'm gonna change the format a little bit. I want to start just kind of recording here and there, and just really talking about how my hobby is progressing. So this will be me trying that, and we'll continue to try new things until we get a rhythm of some sort, or it'll just continue to be sporadic and fun and something I just do. So recently I went to my first Age of Sigmar tournament, GT actually. 2 days, 5 games, 2,000 points. Some of the hardest games I've ever played. I played a Stormcast list that jumped around the table. I played a death list and learned what crypt horrors do, because they apparently smash all of my units. I played a Tzeentch list and learned that Zangors are scary, not only the ones that shoot you, but the ones that, the hand-to-hand ones are tougher than I thought they were going to be. Basically, it was a lot of learning. I ended up going 2 major wins and 3 major losses, which I was happy with for my first GT. I don't tend to be the most competitive person. I'm much more of a narrative player. So it was really fun to get out there and play a lot of games, and some of them were a bit frustrating because I didn't know how I would beat that. I also played a Sylvaneth list that was it was a hard list. The guy playing it was a really great dude. Well, actually, I think he was the ringer. He was one of the guys running the tournament, Nick from Dice Hammer. And great guy. Those guys who ran the tournament, Nick and Scott, incredible guys. Scott actually ran the Broadside Bash here in San Diego as well, and I got to go and watch. I didn't actually attend. I didn't play any games, but both those guys are solid dudes, and I would suggest going to their events anytime. But most of my games, I was trying to think, my last game is the one I can't remember. It was against, Skaven list. A Skaven list where these things tunneled out and then shot me with warp fire, and it was basically like, remove this unit, remove this unit. It was a lot of mortal wounds got kicked out my way. I actually felt like I held my own in that one and then ended up getting tabled. But every game I got either tabled or real close to it. I think my list kind of does that. You would think that it would be, you know, Khorne would be a little less fragile than it was, but I got used to taking off models. And it's funny because people get a little bit overexcited when they see you losing so many models. And that's how I won, I think, the 2 games I did, because it really... My daughter's playing in her pool. Okay. So this is the chance I get to, my kids are sleeping, 2 boys sleeping, and 1 girl playing in the water. So that's when I'm gonna record, guys. So real hard games. I think that's what really changed. I could get over on people because they'd start killing a lot of units and feel like they got the upper hand, and then start, you know, losing momentum, and then I would, you know, go in and grab objectives and take the game. So that was real fun. Competitive gaming, not my strongest suit, but still, I just like to get out there and play some games, getting the chance, going to events, and that's what I want to start doing more. Especially there's a lot coming up with the SoCal Open, the LVO. There's a lot of stuff in this area or within 6 to 9 hour drive. I could end up a lot of places. So hopefully soon I'll get to do another Age of Sigmar event. That's all I have about that for now. So let's go on to talk about an event that I'm actually going to run. All right, so I want to start running narrative events. In Oklahoma, I would do apocalypse games, and that was a lot of fun. Fully painted. We had close to 50,000 points on the table at one point. I mean, really great players, really great armies. Seeing that much painted stuff, and then a story to drive it, and a lot of wacky stuff happening on the table. That's kind of my vein, man. That's how I like to play. So I've been kind of just throwing it around back and forth with a few different groups I play with here, and like kind of filling out who'd be interested in playing in a narrative event. There's the great thing about going to tournaments is that you play multiple games, and you don't hear about a lot of that with narrative. Narrative tends to stay in the garage. I know it's coming up more with the neons and a lot of the bigger events. They had the ones in the UK, and then I know there was one here. Can't remember the name of it, but I am excited to get into putting on narrative events. So what we're going to do is we're going to have here at my house. Actually, we have the space in the backyard here to. I was going to put out. It's going to be 8 players. I have the 8 players already in on that. There's going to be 4 tables, 4x4 tables and we're going to play. We're actually going to play 40K. We're going to play 50 power level, where it's people we know and people who are invited, and we'll write more narrative type lists with power level. What you see is what you get, and I think that also with power level, I think if you do WYSIWYG, that you get you kind of cut out some of the crap, because you can't just say, oh well, I have all melta-guns. It's like you don't tend to model your stuff that way, especially as a narrative gamer. You tend to model your stuff so it looks cool and fits the story. So hopefully that will be true. I know there's some concerns. I feel like they're unwarranted, and they're not concerns that are in the group of people that are coming to play in the game. So that's how we're going to set up the lists. So 50 power level, what you see is what you get, fully painted. A couple of new players, so it's that's been told that we're gonna there will be a story, and we will be playing games, and we are going to teach them how to play well. You don't skimp out on movement, or you don't skip out on being a good tactician just because you're trying to develop a story. There will be special objectives to further the story along. I think that's a fun way to do it, because once the dice hit the table, you still want to play a solid game of Warhammer. We're going to do a barbecue here, calling it Barbafeast and Murder Fest 2017. So hopefully I'll get to do some more of these as they come. I want to see how this first one goes, and then I'd like to do an Age of Sigmar one. And that's another thing. I think this is going to turn into Age of Sigmar and 40K. It's just everything that I do. The road to Sigmar has led me back into my 40K. I mean, I have 9,000 points of painted Khorne stuff, and with my Khorne demons for Age of Sigmar, I think that adds another 2,000. So we might be looking at 11,000 points. I need to add it all up again and get it all spread out, but I got a lot of Khorne stuff. But I'm real excited to play with my demons and my Forge World stuff, and all of the things that Forge World released on their books. Some of my stuff that was Imperial only for a long time, that I really only played in apocalypse type games where you don't care. It's gonna be fun to get to play that as Hellforged, and maybe remodel some of it and repaint it. So right now I've been working on a lot of terrain. You can see it, and I'll post some pictures here so you can see. I actually I'll do a segment on that. So yeah, that's the next part. So let's get into that. So for my event, I'm doing some terrain, as I just said. So let's see. I got a can of spray foam. First, I watched some YouTube videos, like how can I make some massive amount of terrain. I need, I have probably 2 4x4s full right now. I need to make more, and I want to get some mats and all that too. But spray foam, man, it's coming along. So first I sprayed it out in little piles in different shapes, and then cut into it, cutting the sides off of it, making it look more like rock formations. And then as you can see, it like goes from the foam to the rock formation to, I covered in glue to kind of seal it because it is rather porous. Elmer's glue. Just slop it on there, make sure it's not runny. Slop it on at first and then brush it out, make sure it's not running down the sides of it. Let that dry. Primed it with actual latex masonry paint that I have because I'm a paint contractor. So I covered it in latex masonry paint and then painted it dark brown and then black in the recesses and then dry brushed up and and then I added gravel before I started painting, but then dry brushed it up and then added some green flocking, so for some grass, and I think it turned out pretty cool. So you can see it, and then I think it's gonna that one can will do a full table full of rock formations. What's that, love? Yeah? Are you gonna play with Moana? Okay, get after it. So, yeah, I think that one can will make a whole table full of stuff, which is super exciting. I'm connecting it all to like a foam board base, because with the 40K rules, it's like you need to be touching the terrain to get some cover. So I'm making it sort of area terrain slash, right. I'm also wanting to make some big pieces. I feel like both in Age of Sigmar and in 40K, terrain needs to be large. It needs to like fill the table. I know you need some shooting lanes, some shooting armies are big. In Age of Sigmar, I feel like if you don't have enough line of sight blocking, you don't have enough line of sight blocking terrain, you just get smoked by some of these shooting armies. And I think there needs to, I think that will really balance. And especially in 40K too, a Tau gun line on an open field will just smoke you. And I don't, I want to, and I also love the sight, like love seeing big terrain on a table. So I'm trying to make plenty. I mean, they're only 4x4, so I need a lot. I think I have a few Imperial Bastion type things and different like defense lines, things like that I need to dig out and get painted too by September. So this is all happening at the end of September. So I'll be talking about a little bit more of how it goes. So yeah, let me get out of here. All right, so that's another episode. I think that's episode 4 of the Road to Sigmar. If you want to follow my progress with my army and with some different things, you can follow that on Twitter at Benjamin272727 and at Instagram at Benjamin2727. If you have any questions or whatever, you can hit me up there. Also, hit me up if you want to chat. Pretty friendly. If you live in the San Diego area, let's get a game in, let's play. Or if you're visiting, whatever. So I play 40K or Age of Sigmar at this point. There will be another episode soon. Thanks for following me. Please subscribe if you haven't yet, and let's keep doing this. All right, talk to you later. Bye.